Welcome back to the Solution Podcast.
Welcome.
Today we are talking about, are they brainwashing our children?
Are they brainwashing our children?
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's called Teacher Flips Out at Kids Questioning Gender Theory.
I mean, Tommy UK.
I think that's where it came from.
Ah, okay. The source.
How dare you? You just really upset someone. Saying things like should be in an asylum.
I didn't say that. I just said if they want to identify as a cat or something, then they're like genuinely unwell.
Then they've gone.
Yeah, they're crazy.
You were questioning their identity.
No, I wasn't a question. I was just saying about the gender. I haven't said anything about them.
Where did you get this idea from that there's only two genders?
I just think it's my opinion.
That is my opinion.
If I respect their opinion, can't they respect my opinion?
It is not an opinion.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
but
It's not an opinion you can have.
Loads of people think there's only two genders.
There's only a boy and a girl.
Literally. There's no other private part. There's only two.
Gender is not linked to the parts that you were born with. Gender is about how you identify, which is what I said right from the very beginning of the lesson.
I just don't agree with that. So why should I have to listen to it?
Biological sex, there is actually three biological sexes, because you can be born intersex. You can be born with male and female body parts or hormones.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, there's three. There's not 300.
Doesn't mean.
Yeah, there's three. I'm talking about biological sex. In terms of gender, there are lots of genders. There is transgender. There is agender, people that don't believe they have a gender at all.
Yeah, but you can't have that. You
can't have that. It's not a law.
Yeah, but it's not a law, but it's our opinion. We just don't agree with it. We just think it's all just...
If you have a vagina, you're a girl. If you have a penis, you're a boy.
Yeah.
But cisgender is not necessarily the way to be. You were talking about the fact that cisgender is the norm. That you identify with the gender of the sexual organs that you're born with, or you're weird. That's basically what you're saying.
Yeah.
Which is really despicable.
How? When it's...
If I called my mum right now, my mum would be on my side.
If I called my mum, she'd say...
Well, that's very sad as well then.
How is it?
Loads of people agree with that. There's only a small majority of people who actually think that.
And why do you think we have so many problems in the world with homophobia?
Yeah, but that's not homophobia, that's gender.
Yeah.
I'm fine with lesbians and gay people.
Same.
I've got nothing against them.
Yeah, same.
But gender there is a link between it, and you're saying that people...
This is
It's
shocking.
hard to watch, isn't it? It's hard to watch. Yeah.
I had to stop it just because
it's hard to take in.
it's difficult, and the fact this is in a school, and the kids are so much more knowledgeable than the teacher.
Yeah.
The teacher's like an idiot.
I don't even think it's about knowledge. I think it's about they're trying to push the indoctrination onto the children.
Yeah.
And they're trying to force them to believe something that's not true. They're literally forcing them to believe in it.
Yeah.
They're literally saying, I don't care what you say. I don't care what you think.
Yeah.
This is what you have to think. This is what it is. That's what basically they're saying.
Did you catch that right at the beginning? It said you sound like someone that should belong in an asylum. The teacher said it to the child.
Yeah.
You sound like someone that belongs in an asylum.
No, I think she was saying that that she said to someone that they should belong to an asylum or something like that. And I think the kid corrected her, the girl corrected her or whatever.
Let's hear it. Yeah, because I think the kid said it doesn't believe in that gender, like only believes in two genders.
I'll tell you.
And the teacher said to the child,
yeah. We'll rewind it.
Yeah. Okay,
but let's finish watching the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then we'll rewind it to that bit.
To that bit
there, because this is crazy.
Let's finish.
This is crazy, man.
That is
change.
No, they can't. They can't. Unless you get a penis attached. No, I'm not.
You're confusing sex and gender.
No, I'm not though. Because if you have a vagina, you're a girl. If you have a penis, you're a boy.
Yeah, you can't have a vagina and be a girl. But then
Even then, because you've got those genes.
How you identify. How you identify. It's not an opinion that we're expressing this school.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. And if you don't like it, you need to go to a different school.
wow.
So I'm reporting you to Miss Willis. You need to have a proper educational conversation about equality, diversity and inclusion. Because I'm not having that expressed in my lesson. When I'm teaching you about you can be who you want to be, how you identify is up to you.
Everyone else thinks it, they just don't say it because they're not.
You can be who you want to be, how you identify is up to you.
Yeah, like this, like Alphabet Crew, man. You guys won, man. You won. Like, we accept you, we love you. But the children, though, come on, the children.
Yeah,
like, you lot won. You wanted your rights. You wanted your marriage. No one's getting beaten up. Remember back in the day, you hear about people coming out as homosexual. They get beaten up. They get abused. You don't hear these stories no more.
I think there's a level.
What happened to those stories?
I think there was also a level of propaganda when it came to that.
Even that.
Because what they do is they take what they usually do, what I've seen them do consistently and all the time, and it goes to anything that they want to promote in society. They usually take exceptions. Or little minor examples that doesn't represent the old, you know what I mean? And then what they do is they blow that out. And then they make it look like as if it's going on everywhere.
They politicalize it.
Yeah, that's it. That's what they usually do. So it's not, they were not necessarily getting beaten up. You know what I mean?
Like you guys can go out in public, be who you are, do what you do. There's no repercussions. Like, you lot are accepted. You're included. But the children, come on.
And I don't agree with violence towards anyone anyway.
Yeah.
Regardless of what they choose to be. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody gets that humanity respect.
No, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I'm all for that. As a Christian, I'm not allowed to hate anyone.
Yeah, everybody, but the children,
but I'm sorry to say it, but if we as Christians believe something is a sin, regardless. But that's different from I hate you or I want harm to come upon you. Just because I don't agree with you on something doesn't mean I hate you. Yeah. Doesn't mean any of that. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Maybe because they're polite and maybe they're sensitive.
I haven't said anything in all of the lessons I've been in. It's just because they turned around and started saying something. So I said, how can you identify as a cat when you're a girl?
Well, they're now writing a statement. I would imagine that you'll be asked to write a statement as well.
We will. Yeah, we will.
Do you know what happened? The child asked the right questions.
So we go back at the beginning to see what Kobe saw.
When you hear the right questions, they can't rebuttal. That's what they resort to threats.
Yeah.
Well done.
How dare you? You just really upset someone. Saying things like should be in an asylum.
See, the teacher's talking to the girl.
I just said if they want to identify as a cat or something, then they're like genuinely unwell. Then they've gone. Yeah, they're crazy.
She's talking to the girl.
I think but she's referring to the kids saying they should be put in an asylum if they believe they're a cow.
Okay, say it again.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, she tried to twist her words.
Okay.
Yeah.
How dare you? You just really upset someone. Saying things like should be in an asylum.
I didn't say that. I just said if they want to identify as a cat or something, then they're like genuinely unwell. They're crazy.
Okay. But that's the right question.
Yeah.
That's the right question.
Basically, it's the kids' way of saying, isn't this mental illness?
They're rightfully questioning it because it doesn't make sense. What do you guys think of the idea that your gender is separate from the sex that you're born with?
Nope.
No, it's the same thing. This is something that's just been misconstrued. This is something that's been reinvented recently.
Yeah.
The gender is different to the sex
that you're born with.
With.
So your sex, the sex that you're born with, has nothing to do with the gender that you become, because they believe that gender is a social construct. So therefore, that you can choose to become anything, and it has the sex that you're born in has no say in whatever it is that you feel like becoming.
This is something they've had to create to back up their theory.
Yeah, and they can't back it up only by threats.
Because the teacher's literally threatening her.
Yeah, exactly. That's how they back it up. They don't back it up with anything factual or anything factual or logical. They just say if you don't agree, you get this threat put upon you. In this case, she's getting threatened to get be in trouble with the headmaster or something. Like,
She has to write a report.
She has to write a report.
What's she going to write in that report? Complete logic and common sense.
She even told her like, you can't be in my class.
Yeah,
exactly.
You can't be in my class if you're gonna think like that. Basically, gender is the idea that you can be whatever it is that you want to be, and you don't have to abide by social constructs.
Crazy.
But I would argue that social constructs come from biology. That's where social constructs come from. There's a reason why most men are doing certain jobs and most women don't do certain jobs. All of that, to me, all comes down to biology. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this idea that gender can be anything you want to be is another way to support the ideology of do as thy will, so that you, for example, if I'm born with male organs, male sex organs, then I'm going to produce more testosterone. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's going to affect my voice, and I'm going to have a deeper voice. It comes with, you know what I mean? It directly affects biologically who I am.
It's built in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? It's literally
built in from the factory.
Yeah. But
it's the factory.
No injections needed.
That's what I'm trying. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. So to me, it's like, why are they trying to deny biology? Why are they going against reality, which is biology, and they're trying to lead us into this path of you can be anything you want to be, regardless of what the reality is, regardless of what your biological reality is. You can be whatever you want to be.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Why would they do that to children? Because she's just asking normal questions. Like, this doesn't make sense to me. How can you identify as a cat? I can identify as anything I want.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's just crazy.
Yeah. Because what she's doing, the child is doing, is listening to the logic the teacher's saying, and then applying it naturally to all the references she can make by going by her logic.
Yeah,
and then she's come up with the question. Okay, what about the cats?
So can I identify as a cat then?
Yeah, because it's true. Once you open the gate, it applies to everything. If you're not going to follow the law, you're following nothing. So anything goes, and the child is saying that, and she's getting punished for saying that.
And to me, that's how you subjectify morality. There's no longer nothing objective. Everything is subjective now. So you can't tell no one what they're doing is wrong or right no more, because everything becomes about how I feel. So who are you to tell me? Who are you to tell me what to feel? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I feel as I feel. If I feel like I'm this, I'm this. And this is what they're doing. They're subjectifying morality because they don't want objective morality. And objective morality is usually attached to the reality of who we are. Do you see what I'm saying? So your sex organs is directly attached. Your male sex organs directly attached to your biology, and you know what I mean, and how you are as a man, how your voice, your appearance, the fact that you have facial hair, and so on and so forth. All these characteristics come with that. Do you see what I'm saying? But they say no, that's forget that. You know what I mean? Like it's about your feeling. So it's nothing is objective. It's all subjective.
I think this video also shows that how dead the educational system is.
It's shocking that they're actually taking it this far.
Yeah,
they crossed the line.
You said dead.
Yeah,
I would call it evil. I would call it corrupt. I would call it
very evil.
I call it dead in the way that it's not educating.
Yeah,
an education system should educate.
I think it's educating, but it's educating, all right. But it's educating away from.
It's perversion. It's perverting.
Yeah. That's what they're perverting kids. They're literally perverting kids. They educating them to an agenda. Yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah, and it goes back to feminism. Remember, the person that came back with that idea, the person that I first heard about in the feminist world that came up with that idea that gender is a social construct, was Simone de Beauvoir. She was the first one to say that. Do you see what I'm saying? So this idea goes back to the 1920s. Do you see what I'm saying? It's now you're seeing the manifestation of it in society and the legalization of it in schools and so on and so forth. But why would they do this to kids? Yeah, but I think personally is because they understand that kids are the next generation.
Oh, absolutely.
So they want the next generation to think this way.
Absolutely.
So that is proof that there is an agenda. Do you see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That is proof. This is why I feel sorry for all the parents that don't believe in this in this stuff, but because they don't have a moral foundation in place that they believe in, their kids are gonna get sucked into this, and most of them are just gonna follow, go with the flow.
Just gonna say, just go along with it.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
This is evil, boy.
And the fact that kids can get into trouble for even questioning her, and logical questions too.
Yeah, questions too. Logical, reasonable questions. See, this is the thing about the truth and the lie. The truth, you don't have to do much. You just pull it. If all being equal, you let the truth stand with the lie. This truth is gonna blow up the lie. And when there's an agenda, what do? When you're exposed, you demonize, or you prosecute, you changed, you move the goalposts, you deflect. So because the teacher, if it was the truth, the teacher should be able to explain why, to a satisfactory standard,
yes,
why it doesn't apply to the cat.
Yeah,
but she can't at all. The teacher's completely stuck.
Yeah,
and all the teacher can say is, "I'm reporting you to Miss."
But I think she's trying to save face because it does apply to the cat. Yeah, because there are people that are identifying as cats. Yeah, there are people that are identifying as
I'm identifying as a scorpion.
Yeah, identifying
formerly
as
a shark.
Yeah, I'm a.
What was you identifying as?
He's a table today.
A table today,
see?
Knock on wood, man.
Tomorrow I'll be a lion.
Jeez, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Then I'll be an ant. I don't know. Then I'll be... You understand what I'm saying to you? Like, you can identify as anything.
Soon I'll be coming on the podcast and be like, growl, growl.
Yeah, so
I expect you to understand me.
So what are you then? Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm trying to say. Like.
Growl, growl. I identify as a lion. Growl, growl.
And that's the thing. If I tell you to shut up, I could be discriminating against you.
Bro. Like,
this is how ridiculous. It is.
This is what I'm saying. Like,
it's like a joke.
Yeah, it's a joke, but it's what's happening in the education system.
Yeah,
it's what,
crazy. Do you
see what I'm saying to you? But are you going to see these videos on the news?
Crazy.
No.
Yeah.
Are you going to see BBC playing this?
It's very newsworthy though. This is like headline breaking kind of stuff.
Exactly. And why wouldn't you see that on the news? Because a lot of what they're doing is under wraps. It's a lot of what they're doing is sort of like hidden. Do you see what I'm saying? Like it's hidden in plain sight. They defend the ideology like when it comes to like BBC and all of that, but when you actually see examples of it, or I mean what's actually going on the ground, it's kids being indoctrinated via the school system. That's basically what's going on. I mean, I think that kids should go to school to learn maths.
That's what I'm saying.
Science, English. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Grammar. That's what kids to me should be going to go to school for you to learn who you like. That you can be a cat.
Yeah.
That you can be a woman, and
exactly.
a woman can be a man, and a man can be a woman. I think that has nothing to do with education at all. That has to do with an agenda.
Also, there's like a slogan that keeps coming up in all schools that I go and I see around and on the TV and stuff. It's equality, equity, and diversity.
Oh gosh.
And this is like a question, like a slogan that you just keep hearing everywhere, and it's part of the indoctrination process.
The campaign.
It's part of the cover up. To actually say that this is a good thing.
Equality, diversity,
and equity. I think
equity and inclusion or something like that. Right?
I'm gonna have to look into that.
Okay, I'll tell you what that is. I'll tell you exactly what that is. I'll tell you exactly what that is.
Yeah, equality, equity,
diversity, and inclusion.
Can't we all just get along? So they want this utopia. It sounds like they're trying to head for this utopia.
Bro, they're fighting for what you're fighting for.
Yeah, but we're going about it in two different ways, boy.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
We're going about it two completely
You're
different ways.
Like, the way you want to go about it is completely different from the way they want to go about it. There you go.
Because they want to pervert the law, like the natural order of things.
Yeah, that's what
they're trying to pervert.
They're literally doing that.
Yeah, they're perverting the natural order of things.
Yeah.
My way is being in line
with the natural order of things.
Yeah,
which is two different.
Yeah,
things
so
altogether.
we have the same goal but two different roads.
Actually, that's what it is: equality, diversity, and inclusion.
Inclusion.
That's
inclusion, because they want to be included. In society.
They are included, man.
No, what they actually doing is, and I'll tell you guys exactly what it is. It's an agenda to, now that they've destroyed your moral foundation, they want you to basically all come under one banner. You know what I mean? One belief system. You know what I mean? To be included. Do you see what I'm saying? So they want, the diversity represents all the different people. You know what I mean? We are all equal, which we are not. Do you see what I'm saying? We're all different. Do you see what I'm saying? Like men and women are different. Men and men are not. Inclusion means you all accept the same ideology and you all assimilate into one idea, one way of thinking. So it doesn't matter.
Inclusion is almost like it's acceptance.
It's acceptance, acceptance. It's acceptance of the new ideology, the new idea, the new order of things. That's what basically they want. That's what they want. That's why if you say anything that goes against their agenda, you're not being diverse, you're not being inclusive, you're not being, you don't stand for equality. So therefore, that makes you the enemy. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if I don't accept, this is why there's so much against Christianity or Christians when they say we think homosexuality is a sin. Yeah. So what does that turn out to? What does that turn into? That turns into me. I don't think I'm equal to everyone else. I'm not diverse enough. I'm not inclusive enough because I'm not accepting people for who they are. You know what I mean? I don't have to accept you for who they are. If I think what you're doing is wrong, I should be able to tell you what you're doing is wrong. You see what I'm saying? And guess what? And it's fine. If you're thinking what I'm doing is wrong, it's fine. You go about your way, I'll go about my way. We, as long as we don't hurt each other, we are absolutely
freedom
fine.
of choice.
Exactly.
Freedom of choice, man.
It's interesting because you can actually translate that into, we are all equal and must accept different, and we all must accept different ideologies.
Yeah.
That's what it really means.
And still be included.
I don't think.
That's part of the accepted and include us as well.
Yeah.
I think they want you to. I think when they say diversity, I mean all the different groups of people accepting their new idea. And the idea is that everyone should be included. What does it mean everyone should be included? You should accept everyone for who they are, who they choose to be. Now, if this person chooses to be something that you don't agree with, how are you going to accept that?
But also with the pupil questioning it, the teacher did not accept that pupil's questioning of the theory. So they're not accepting. In fact, they're not including. They're not including people who don't
abide by their don't abide by their ideology. That's what I was trying to say.
They broke their own rule.
If you don't abide by what we are teaching, then you're not inclusive. Then you're not diverse. Then you're not about equality. Do you see what I'm saying? That's basically what they're saying.
That's a contradiction.
They are a huge contradiction. Do you see what I'm saying? You either go by what we say. You know what I'm saying? You have, or you're not part of this inclusive, diverse type, you know what I mean, mantra that they basically preaching.
So the group that disagree with this teaching, this indoctrination, they deserve equality. They should be included in the diversity as well. So
but I don't want to be included.
We're here to stay, man.
But I don't want to be included in something that for example, doesn't respect my. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, for example, look, we don't have to agree with each other, but you don't have to disrespect my belief system either. Do you see what I'm saying?
Exactly, because it's violating your diversity.
No. Yeah, but
it's violating. That's what I'm saying. We've got to use their words against them.
I should be able to say homosexuality is a sin without you guys saying, oh, you're not inclusive, you're not this, you're not, you know what I mean? Like, without you saying that.
Without being punished.
Without being punished for having an opinion.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
This is clear to me that they just want people to follow their ideology.
Yeah, by
That's
force.
really all they want.
By force, not by reason.
Yeah, not by reason, not by logic, not by truth.
Yes.
By force.
Not by evidence.
Yeah.
It's not even people, it's kids.
That's the worst.
That's where they cross the line.
That's the worst.
That's where they cross the line, man.
Yeah, you're right. They could have quietly,
Yeah.
just like, you know, no one's killing or beating them up anywhere. They're allowed to. It's not against the law to do this or that.
Exactly.
They could have quietly just got on with their own lives and kind of be happy and be happy
and be what they want to be. Happy, yeah.
No one's
saying anything about that. It's just like,
but they've achieved that. Don't you think they've achieved that in 2023? They've achieved this inclusion, this diversity and equality. Like, I feel like they've achieved it. Like, what more do you want? They want blood, man. They want blood. They want the children.
This is the problem. They want the children.
Yeah.
And this is what makes it an agenda, because if you want the children, you want the next generation.
Yeah.
Whenever I see some people targeting children, I always think, they're not thinking about this generation. They're thinking about the next generation.
Yes, yeah.
They want to indoctrinate the next generation to be more accepting and more tolerant of what they want them to accept.
Yeah, they're thinking ahead.
To me, this is all part of that Luciferian ideology. I mean, to me, it's like, how are you going to, this idea of do whatever you want, be whatever you feel like, you know what I mean? Like, I just, like, what if you feel like being, you know what I mean, something bad, you know what I mean? Like, you want to murder people. It's like, I mean, where does it stop? You know what I mean? Like,
I blame Obama anyway, former President Obama. I blame him.
Why? What did he do?
Because when he was in office, he legalized gay marriage, or he did something to support their cause. And the next day, all of this rainbow LGBT just leaped. Like the propaganda, the promotion, like it's like day and night. The next day, everything just changed to what we have today.
Homosexuality was legalized, I think, in the 1960s. I don't want to be incorrect.
I mean, it might have been legal, but whatever he allowed to happen, because
kind of blew things out.
Whatever Obama did to support them, just took this thing out of
something going on behind the scenes there.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. And she mentioned one. Sorry, bro. Go ahead.
Like the level of governments pressuring other governments of other countries that happened when Obama did what he did when he was in president. Yeah. I don't think that was happening so aggressively before he was in power.
Yeah,
he's part of the Biden camp anyway, isn't he? So there's that whole,
and he's continuing the agenda.
That's a whole group of people there.
And look at the argument that she used, the teacher, about being born with people who are born with two sexes.
Oh yeah,
I think they're called.
It's like some people are born with both genitals. It's like, no, they're not.
Yeah,
Are you trying to kid?
No, there are people that are born like that.
Is it?
I was just researching it. Hermaphrodites.
Hermaphrodites.
Yeah, hermaphrodites.
What's the percentage? Does it say
It affects 1.7% of the population
of 8 billion.
Of the population as an it is estimated that up to 1.7%, this is not even, of the population has an intersex trait, and that approximately 0.5% of people have clinically identified sexual or reproductive variation. So only really and truly, I mean, 0.5%.
Come on now. So all of this palaver, her argument is holding up that there's a third gender is based on this 0.5% rate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So let's change the way we think for that.
Yeah.
Basically,
Clown world.
That's clearly not
clown world.
That's clearly not
clown world.
No, that's clearly not natural. Do you see what I'm saying? That's clearly not. It's the same argument that you will find people in the homosexual community, LGBTQ. So, well, there's animals that that practice, you know what I'm saying, like homosexuality, not practice but engage in homosexuality. So therefore, because you see animals doing it, then the majority of animals are not doing that.
And plus, we're not that animal. We're humans.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Let's apply human rules to humans.
So it's like an anomaly now has to become the norm. And this is what I was saying earlier. They take exceptions to the rule. Okay, they take things that are very insignificant, that are clearly not part of the natural order of things, and they use that and they blow that out of proportion, and they use that in order to propagate their belief system or this
try to persuade you and influence you,
try to make you believe that this is natural, this occurs in nature, this is normal.
Look at this situation, look at that situation, not knowing when you look at the statistics, this is unlikely. This is rare. This is very, very rare.
It happened that one time over here. That one, once.
You're hanging on that one little piece.
It's like, how can you neglect 99% to think? Damn. Come on, man. Damn. Make it make sense, please.
They're just trying to justify it.
That's all it is.
It's just justification.
For something that's clearly not natural. For something that clearly, it's like, don't get me wrong, you can engage in whatever you want to engage. You know what I'm saying? The country doesn't stop you. It's legal. You see what I'm saying? But you can't be mad at people if the majority of people think this is not natural. It's not an insult. It's just, look, and it's like, I can't keep, exactly. What this movement is doing is saying, no, you have to validate their feeling. You have to tell them that it's okay. And I'm like, no, it's not okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, not okay in the sense of, you're not going to convince me that it's okay. Know what I mean? Now, okay, if the law has legalized this, because we live in a secular country, if they have legalized this, then cool. Practice it, do it. It's not against the law. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you choose whatever you want to do with your life. Do you see what I'm saying? But what you can't do is force me to basically think of it as okay and accept it. You know what I mean? And, you know, inclusiveness being, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that to me. That you can't force me to have, you know, to be acceptant of that just because I think it's wrong. That's what I think the messed up thing is, because that's what they're doing. You know what I mean? And teaching kids this,
crazy.
That's crazy, man. Sorry, bro. Because they started with first teaching, you know, homosexuality, you know, sex and all of that type. You know, then that teaching sex and sexual education. Then that went into, I think that was the preparation.
There was a build up.
It was a build up to lead to this.
That's how they do it.
Then homosexuality. Then as normal, and now.
Just straight up.
Gender is a social construct. You can be whatever you want to be.
Straight up. So another question that I like to ask people in support of the other side, and you guys, I hope you could take this and ask them the same question, and because I want to hear the response to this question. How does a man being born a man with male parts know is a woman if it's never experienced what a woman is?
You don't.
I agree. Like, all he has for what is his reference of what is a woman is outside of himself. How can he internally know what it feels like to be a woman?
It's impossible. You can't know. You don't have the biology to support it.
Exactly.
Like, I would never know what it means to you know, not be as strong as a man, or like to give birth. I don't know what it's like to give birth. I don't know what it's like to bleed,
to have a period.
To have periods. I don't know what that's like, because I've never experienced it. So I don't know what a woman's emotional, you know what I mean, like emotional state is, or psychological state is. I don't know any of that. So for me to pretend that I know that, to me is crazy. Like, you can't do that to another person. Do you see what I'm saying?
It's I think that's why the real term of it is gender dysphoria. It's like it's in your head. You're confused about what gender you are.
So is it mental health then? Jeez, back to mental health. Psychology.
It's gone back to mental health, but it's been like many mental health things. It's kind of been created.
That's
kind of like form this whole.
They formed a narrative or perception that they brought into. It's as simple as that, and so like it can change though.
So like you know. People who are anorexic, they're super skinny, but in their head that they think they're fat. So it's a similar thing to that. Even that is a bit. It's a bit iffy, but
it's all down to perception.
No, but see what you guys
perception.
What you guys are alluding to is objective reality. It's like, listen, you or objective truth. The reality is that you are a man. regardless even if you think and feel like you are a woman.
Yeah, biologically, reality.
That's what the dysphoria is. It's like you are a man because biologically you are a man. You don't. I know you feel like you are a woman, but because you don't have the anatomy, the biology of a woman, you cannot know what it's like to be a woman.
How can you feel like a woman?
Exactly. It's impossible for you to know what that feels like because you don't have the biology to support it. So that's why it's called gender dysphoria. But what they're trying to do is force us to think, accept this thing that it's like, no, reality doesn't exist. Truth doesn't exist. Objective biology doesn't exist.
Just ignore everything.
Ignore all of that.
Ignore your eyes.
It's how you feel.
Yeah.
Accept that.
Yeah. Ignore your intellect.
Yeah. Ignore reality. You know what I mean? Like it's like telling me to go into a battlefield, like on a shootout, and say, ignore the bullets.
They won't hurt you.
It won't kill you. They won't hurt you.
It's your imagination.
They're only bullets.
Bullets, bro.
In fact, I think I know what it is, because even gender dysphoria is a fancy word for actually what is delusion. It's just plain delusion. And it's getting sugar coated in all these different kind of
lie over lie.
And this is why I said this is how pedophilia will be legalized. You need to get the world into that state of mind where things are so subjective, everything is so based on how you feel. Do you see what I'm saying?
Acceptable.
That eventually, this group of people are going to be coming forward and say, hey, how come we are not being accepted? How come we are not being? How come you guys are not being?
That's what they're doing.
How come you guys are not being inclusive with us?
That's what they're doing. They deserve to be equal. They're diverse.
I deserve to. Yeah, we deserve to be equal.
Yeah.
How far is this going to go? Are the murderers
set up for the kill, man?
You know, people who.
Thank you.
What's the word for people who kill multiple murders?
Serial killers.
Serial killers.
I enjoy killing.
Are the serial killers going to get together
That's
and
what
go,
I'm saying.
we're born like this.
But we should be equal. We're diverse. We want to be included.
Okay,
they open the gate.
Look what you just said. How far it's going to go, and I would argue that abortion is one way of justifying that. Because this is what I'm trying to say. It's like there's a Holocaust literally happening. Like outside, and it's like everyone's just cool with it. We've already accepted it. You know what I'm saying? It's almost promoted. You know what I mean? As a good thing to do. You see what I'm saying? So I would say that, to me, all it's doing is disarming people's ability of thinking of accepting morality as something that's objective. They want us to accept morality as something that is subjective. So morality doesn't really exist. It all depends on how you feel. Do you see what I'm saying? And they are enabling it. They are passing laws that will eventually enable it. But of course, they're gonna touch some level. There's gonna be some level of control. Like I mean, they're gonna govern it in some way, shape, or form, so it doesn't completely get out of hand. Do you see what I'm saying? But out of that chaos, the new order will be presented. You see what I'm saying? And the New World Order, that's what that's all about.
I need to become president of the world before they
please, bro, quickly. Hurry up, I'll vote for you, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I got one vote so far, man.
I'll vote for you.
Vote for me, man.
This is better than you know what I'm saying.
What's to come?
It is better than what's to come, man. But this is like a serious issue. And I like my generation is gonna pass away. But it's the next generation. This is what our children are going to have to face. This is you know what I mean? And the fact that it's now being legalized, it has now been legalized and it's being taught in schools and kids are being confronted in this way. You see what I'm saying? By teachers. You know what I mean? Like they're telling them, you don't deserve to be in my class if you're going to think like that. If you're not going to obey, you know what I mean? These are churches.
It's an ultimatum. It's a threat. These are threats, man. Threats.
It's interesting because the fate lies in how strong these kids believe what is reality and what is delusion.
Yeah.
They've been told that reality is anything.
Yeah.
It's whatever you feel, but reality isn't. Reality is objective. We know if I punch really hard against the wall, it's going to hurt. That's reality. You see what I'm saying? You can't, but what they say is, no, it's not going to hurt. You know what I mean? It's just the same analogy with the bullet. Now, don't worry, just go into it. It's not going to touch you. You know what I mean? It's not going to hit you. It's not going to kill you. It's the same analogy. They're trying to change reality. And
imagine, it's like they say, imagine they took it a step further with the bullet, like taking a bullet will make you more healthy. People start running to try. Imagine that. That's what's happening.
That's literally what's happening. You know what I mean? And
crazy.
This is
the thing is, it is getting now to the point where it's so ridiculous. That even kids can stand up and say no. That's not right. It's like this. It's like if someone told you to run into a bullet. And don't worry about it. It will make you stronger. You're just gonna be like, no.
No. This because you acknowledge reality.
It's because you. So.
Or jump off a cliff, and you'll be safe. Or you won't break a bone.
Most people, I think, at that point are just gonna be like,
they're not buying that.
No, I'm not doing that.
I would love to know what happened after that. I would love to know what the outcome was. I would love to know, what their parents said. You know what I mean? How, what went on between the parents and the school, the college. I would love to know what actually happened. Were they suspended? Were they taken out of school? Were they allowed to stay in school and hold the same beliefs? Do you see what I'm saying? I would love to know that.
Do you think there's a possibility that this could be fake?
No, this is not fake.
You think it's absolutely real?
Turning Point UK. Turning Point UK. They're well known.
Have you heard of them? But that's another thing. Like last point. Like, got to remember what one generation accepts, the next generation embraces. So if there's no pushback, you guys are leaving the next generation to slaughter.
This is why I'm a big advocate. It all comes back. Listen, eventually, talking about all these topics, it always comes back round. You see what I'm saying? If you don't start indoctrinating your children with your own belief system now, the belief system that you agree, they will fall victim to the indoctrination of the religious system, of the religious government system. You see what I'm saying? Like, the government has a religion. This religion is called feminism, and this religion, and when you go to school, you're literally going to a feminist church. You know what I'm saying? Where they're teaching you how to think, how to be, and what to say, and so on and so forth. You see what I'm saying? So if you don't have a strong moral foundation that you believe in, that you can indoctrinate your kids to believe in, let me tell you something. They will fall victim to this ideology, and they will follow, and they will follow this ideology. You see what I'm saying? Some come out of it, some don't. You see what I'm saying? But the point is this: we are going to pass away. The children are going to stay, and they're going to be more indoctrinated. And this is the game they're playing at.
Jeez.
And the next two generations, boy, imagine the next two generations if it continues like this.
Jeez.
So if anything, if things happen, if you have to put a stop to things, you have to put a stop to things now.
Yes,
because early, because the next generation coming,
it's going to be harder.
It'll be too late. It'll be way harder.
It's going to be harder and harder.
And then the generation after that, the generation after, forget that.
Deeper and deeper in.
There's no point. You know what I mean? Like, you even talking about change at that point. It's done now.
Unless it's some radical revolution. Some radical, real revolution.
What's English people gonna do? Pick up what? Butter knives and.
Don't know how it's gonna happen, but it's possible.
Did you see that video on
the military, the government? No, it's not happening.
Did you see that video movies, boy? in America where there was parents held a protest against their school putting books in the library,
Birmingham,
about how homosexuals, different positions that homosexuals have sex.
It was in Birmingham. It was in Birmingham. It was in Birmingham.
Putting it in the school.
A bunch of loads of Muslim parents.
Loads of Muslim parents.
Basically,
even some like white Americans are just out there, just kind of like.
No. They took all the children out of school.
Wow.
They said they're not going back to school if this is what's being taught to kids.
Is this recently?
I don't know if I can find it.
Just
But
type that and type Birmingham.
This is it. This is the school meeting. What I was saying
Tense
about.
moments and heated exchanges at Dearborn School Board meeting
Porn is
Thursday night
fine.
as parents, residents, and community stakeholders sounded off on LGBTQ books
Really
in the
upset.
district's library system.
To the LGBT community, the majority of parents are not here to attack your right to exist in a free society.
Exactly.
Criticism of age-inappropriate content is not criticism of the LGBT community.
This was actually round 2 for the board, which suspended Monday's meeting over safety concerns. The massive turnout in the smaller space broke the fire code. Capacity was limited to about 600 people inside the Stout Middle School auditorium. Those who could not get in filled overflow spaces. Almost everyone wanted to weigh in on the issue at hand.
Banning LGBT books isn't going to stop anyone from being gay. It will just make them miserable and alienate them. And the consequences might be fatal.
Dearborn Schools is reviewing 6 library books, including This Book is Gay and All Boys Are Not Blue, after a parent complained about them, saying they were sexually explicit and inappropriate for kids.
A normal, psychologically sound and stable mind would come to a conclusion that that specific material is nothing but sexually explicit.
Those who disagree say this uproar is not about books at all.
So let's stop pretending this is about protecting children from books. We all know this is about erasing our LGBTQ students and staff. It was literally written on signs people brought to the meeting on Monday.
The pushback against the LGBTQ books has made unlikely bedfellows out of Muslims and some political conservatives. GOP candidates Christina Caramo and Matt DePerno and Republican lawmaker Jim Runstad and Matt Maddock were front and center at Thursday's meeting.
Our community, like many others across the country, is being intentionally divided by political players whose agenda revolves around anti-public school teachers, not what is best for students.
This issue comes up in Dearborn, but it's the same issue we're seeing in Grand Rapids. We're seeing it in Kalamazoo. We're seeing it in Northern Michigan. We're seeing it everywhere where school boards think that they can ignore the rights of the parents in terms of how their children are educated.
Now, guys, the books in question are off the shelves as the district reviews them. It is also revamping its library book review process and is removing volumes that, quote, students are no longer using, that are out of date, or that are not age appropriate for that school level. Now, Dearborn Schools has also made it a lot easier, is making it easier for parents to limit what books and materials their kids can have access to. Reporting live in Dearborn, I'm Ray.
There you have it. I think it's interesting to see that the opposing view to the parents. They say it's not about protecting the kids. It's about being against gay and LGBT people.
Yeah, that's the rhetoric. That's their comeback.
That's their comeback.
That's their comeback.
It's so narcissist. Selfish.
Victim mentality as well, completely.
No, they tried to. This is what I'm trying to say about. They'll take an example of something that happened in school, and they'll blow it up, and they'll turn into a propaganda, and they'll make it look like this is happening to every single kid that identifies as homosexual or lesbian or whatever. They will make it look like as if. This is happening to everyone.
But they're saying if you take the books out, the consequences could be fatal. It's like, what fatal consequences of not having explicit books in your library?
Yeah, look at the language that they use.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fatal.
Like
scare tactics.
Is there Kama Sutra for the straight kids in there? There should be no sexual content.
That's a good point.
There's no sexual content should be in the school. Period.
Yeah.
Period. That's what I'm saying.
Where did they miss that point?
That's what I'm saying.
Where's that gone?
It went when they introduced sexual education in schools. It went when it's like that opened the doors to everything that's happening now. Like I still remember when I first like, I always like, even just growing up as a Christian, like it was like the way we looked at it is just always wrong. Like how can you? Why are you teaching kids that? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, why would you teach a child that? But yeah, they say apparently it's supposed to help children or inform children of to be a bit more responsible when they engage in sexual activities.
Did it work?
Has it helped? No, it hasn't. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think it was a trick to open. It was just a way of opening the doors for what we are seeing today. Yeah. And that's all it was.
But one thing I must say is because you see the amount of parents that turned up in disgust there, and the kind of aggressiveness and slight riotish behavior fury coming off the parents there is it's not, it depends how far this is going to go, but there's going to be a fight.
You reckon?
No.
You reckon World War III is going to be a war of genders?
Not World War III.
It could go there.
I'm gonna say something that's gonna be very like, look, as much as those parents love their children, I don't think they love them enough. I don't think they believe in what they are naturally kind of angry at.
Yeah.
I don't think they look. Remember I said this generation's game. It's the next generation that's gonna come along. That's gonna What's gonna happen is the parents are gonna go home. They had a little protest. All right. The kid is going to continue to go to school and is going to be going to have this. And he's going to continue to be exposed by the agenda. Because this agenda is everywhere. It's not just the normalization of this type of behavior, homosexuality, LGBT. This is happening all over society. You don't have to go to school to just they're going to learn it at school, and this is not going to stop them from teaching it in schools. It's not. It's really isn't. So most of the time the parents are at work. This is why I said you need a strong moral foundation to really make your kids believe otherwise. Do you see what I'm saying? So most of the time the kids are more exposed to the world than they are exposed to the parents. And I bet you any money, most of those parents are not serious Christians or serious Muslims that take their faith completely serious. Because you have to ask yourself, what ideologies don't believe in any of this?
They might change though. After this, they might change, but they'll be like, right, we're going to the mosque now.
I hope so.
I hope so.
I have to agree with you on this one. I have to
bro.
agree because this should be the reaction. This should have been the reaction from the beginning. This should have been the reaction from the beginning from every damn parent across the damn world, man. As far as I'm concerned, that same energy should have been. Like that's what I mean. To rebuttal this or to fight this, you have to go to the extreme. If it's, are you willing to give up your livelihood, your regular job and all that kind of stuff, to make your point of this is not acceptable? Otherwise, they're gonna keep going to the school.
And people are so concerned with daily affairs. Like parents are so concerned with going to work, coming back, trying to what and whatnot. If you think they're sitting there thinking about these moral issues, they're not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know how the parent that kind of found this book. You know what I mean? Like, whoa, what's going on here? You don't have to be a religious.
Trust me, a lot of them will change. After seeing that book and being involved.
I hope so.
Listen, you don't have to be religious, to kind of have this moral outrage. You just have to be a normal human being that, and says, whoa, what is this? I don't agree with this. But it's the moral foundation that kind of like, yo, this is wrong. You know what I mean? Because most of these parents ain't really gonna
they're too busy distracted.
They're too distracted by what's going on with them, trying to survive, trying to pay the rent, trying to what and whatnot.
Too busy providing,
and this
not watching the children's what's going into their mental, man. It's the reality.
They're choosing the materialistic lifestyle over the kid.
Back to the morality.
Yeah, exactly. If you're not indoctrinating your children with your belief system that you believe is right for your children, because if you're not doing that, and if you're not faithful to that, because it's not just you say it one time and then blah blah, you know what I mean? You have to be faithful to it. They have to see you living it out.
Yes,
that's
consistent.
If you want to, because you're fighting the impact. It's like most of the time you're not around your kid, so the world is around your kid. You're fighting against that.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, you know what I mean? Like your wife has to be living it out. You have to be living it out. You have to conduct yourself in a certain way when you get home. It really has to be that strict. Now, if we lived in a society that promoted all the good values and all of that, you wouldn't have to do much. You could just, you know, society, we're all geared towards thinking the same way. We're not gonna, you know what I'm saying? But if you're not, bro, hey, I'm sorry.
Like they have to understand the level of effort. Like you said, you have to be consistent. You got to do this, not just with this issue at school, but across the whole board as a parent. Across the whole board of the child's life now. Yeah. Like from entertainment
to everything.
Like literally everything.
And this is why
what parents got that energy?
You're right, every single issue.
Every single issue. And this is why it's so dangerous when when the mother goes to work and the father goes to work. Yeah. Because no one is taking care of it. This is why gender roles was there for a reason. You see what I'm saying? Like where the father is out, so the mother is following the leadership of the father and the thing, and so she keeps an eye on what the kids are doing, what the kids are with. When both of them are chasing materialistic thing or choosing a materialistic lifestyle over the kids, guess what? You lose your legacy, you lose your kids, you lose all of that, because this ideology is going to basically engulf them, it's going to swallow them, and guess what? You ain't going to have no legacy later because they're going to believe other things that are not conducive to creating a legacy.
Cool, man.
Man.
Let's wrap it up there.
All right,
That's it's scary. It's
very,
scary,
very scary
topic of discussion, but
it is what it is. It had to be done.
It had to be done. All right, guys.
We'll see you next time, man. The Solution Podcast.
Next one.